Can you guys hear me? I can't see any questions. I'm not talking to you guys. But thank you though. Okay, thank you. Hey, babe. What? What are you doing with that succulent walking around the basement? Oh, oops, she came out. I'm just getting it some air down in the basement. Oh, that's weird. Hey, listen, I saw you over by the old prop fridge, and I've been watching some YouTube videos, and I think that I can fix it so we can get it working again and actually use it for, drinks and stuff. Really? I don't really know what to, Wonder Twin Powers, activate! Oh, don't fall. Corey, you're falling. Oh, okay, there you go. Hi, everybody. What's up, Heather? I thought you were on a date. I was. Listen, I've got something really important I need you to help me with. What's that? Well, I kind of planned a play date with Buzz Aldrin and the snake, and Felicia, and that's kind of going wrong. What? You did what? Okay, I gotta go save him. Bye. Oh my God, Heather, you were the best twin ever. I know. How can I ever repay you for saving my prop fridge and myself? Tell the group I'm the best twin ever. Oh goodness, I'm gonna be sweeping up sprinkles forever. Hi everybody. My kids came down to watch. They're like, what is she doing playing with Barbies? Hopefully that was entertaining. I always hate the very silent, awkward pause while people are waiting for videos to start, so I thought I would do an awkward playing with Barbie session. So I hope you guys like the twins and the prop fridge that's fully stocked with props. Okay, so let's see, let me go my phone. It fell in the sprinkle thing. Okay, so I'm here to talk about styled shoots, branded shoots, and small business collaborations. Thank you for the funny face. I was like, did this flop? I don't know. Thank you guys for sitting through that. So my name is Kim Tracy, and I don't know where to look. I'm sorry, I'm looking at me, but I need to look at the camera. I'm bad at this. Sorry. So my name is Kimberly Tracy. I am the cookie decorator behind Mulberry Treats. I've been oh, my cousin just popped up. Hi, Ash. Sorry. I thought everyone was going to be in school and not at home, but I have a full house today. So I have all my kids and my husband and a cat running around. So Anywho, it is what it is. So I'm Mulberry Trees. I've been a hobby decorator for 7 years, and I actually just sold my first set of cookies this past week to my son's former kindergarten teacher. So everything you see on my social media has been for free. I've never been paid for cookies, so I feel like I have a lot to offer in this regard of cookie collaborations and styled shoots and things like that, because I've only ever done cookies for free. So there's a lot of great things you can get out of it. Sorry for my bruise. That was from I don't know if you guys saw on the social media, but I took my kids to this like tree rope climbing thing, and anyway, I couldn't walk for like 2 days after. So I have a hideous bruise. I apologize for that. Okay, so what styled shoots are not? What I'm going to be talking about today is not when an influencer reaches out to you and says, hey, my kid's birthday party is coming up. Can you give me, 2 dozen free cookies and I'll post you on social media? That's not what we're talking about. I don't do that. It can work for some people. For me, that's just not where my business values are. I just don't do that. So this is something totally different. So if you're thinking this is what we're going to talk about, it's not. We're going to be talking about ways this can benefit your business. So styled shoots, branded shoots, collaborations that will help you. Okay. So, and like I said, I got into styled shoots because I didn't have clients. I didn't have customers. So for me, the way to make cookies was to go out and find people, like charitable events and small business people that I wanted to support or that I believed in their mission. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I will state this. I got into it because, it was important to me. Like, it was important to support small businesses. I enjoy it. What I do truly comes from the heart. Like I said, I've been a hobby decorator for a long time. So marketing sometimes feels like I'm uncomfortable with it because it just, some people just are like uncomfortable with like selling yourself and putting yourself out there. But, when I thought about giving this live, I thought, hey, that is what I've been doing is that. It just hasn't been for money. It's just been for, getting the opportunity to make cookies. So I think it fits great in with your business marketing and also hobby marketing as well. I will say this. If you are a drama-loving, backstabbing, pot-stirring pit viper, this is probably not the best marketing for you. Like, if you don't like people or you don't like dealing with people, and there are better ways to do it. This should come from, at the basis, this should come from the heart instead of as looking at this as solely a business opportunity. Like, you should want to help other creatives and, support your other small business makers. So we'll start with styled shoots. So what styled shoots are, I don't have my readers on. It's when a group of creatives come together, my kids are watching me, a group of creatives come together to basically create a fake event. Either it be a wedding, sometimes it's a party, but the sole purpose of it is to create something fake so people can come and photograph it so they can have content to post on social media. Everybody contributes and everybody benefits. A lot of times they will have the photographers pay, so different photographers can come and have content to shoot, like especially during COVID when there weren't like weddings going on. People did styled shoots so photographers could have something to shoot, and vendors could have content to say, hey, this is what I can do. It's really great if you're wanting to branch into weddings. Like I know there's some people in the group who've been trying to get into doing wedding cakes. And this is a great opportunity to do that because you're getting your stuff in a wedding setting. So it's usually unpaid. Like I said, everyone usually just donate it. This is for, community building and having social media content, having photography for either your, like I said, social media or your blog. There's a benefit to everybody. So the way it works, it's usually a photographer or an event planner who organizes it. It doesn't have to be. Like, we can, as cookie decorators, we could do this ourselves. Like, it does not have to be one of those, a photographer or an event planner. They just generally have the contacts, and they get a huge benefit from it. In terms of showcasing like what they are able to do, like this is how, this is what my photography looks like. This is how I can plan your kid's party or wedding or, whatever the case may be. But it can be anybody. And there's a lot of resources online to teach you how to do that. I mean, just Google like how to put on a styled shoot. There's plenty of information out there on how to do it. So they will usually set the theme and put a call out for volunteers saying, hey, I'm doing this styled shoot. It will usually be very specific. It'll say, usually the venue, I feel like they usually get the venue first and then kind of style everything after that. So it'll say, it's a wedding, here's the date, this is what we're looking for. If you have anything to contribute, like, please reach out to me. They will also, they'll also do a mood board. Thank you. They'll do a mood board, and we'll usually post that at the time, if not shortly after they select all the vendors. So, which is really good because, sometimes we have a personal style and we don't always like, we just all have personal taste. So it's kind of fun to know the theme. Like, they did there was a theme that came up locally and I was all about it. I was like, it was like wood grain, like, give me that, like, that sounds amazing, please, happy to do cookies for you. So the theme is helpful, and they'll usually give a mood board that's got the colors, it's got, I'm sure all of you have seen a mood board, the greenery, usually a cake, like how they want this to look. But it's, the purpose of the styled shoot is to showcase what the vendors can do. So you usually have a lot of leeway, like they want you to be creative and show what you can do. And it's not so much them dictating like, okay, I want 4 Paw Patrol cookies, or I want this. Like, this is an opportunity for you to show what you can do and, be creative, which is why I like them too. Cause it's, as a hobby decorator, like, I don't do cookies every week. I don't often do cookies every month. So for me, this is an opportunity to get creative. You guys know I have 2 boys, so I never get to do like girly stuff. So weddings, I did a Frozen style collab, which was super fun. My boys were like, what's with all the pink and the sparkles? But for me, that's fun. Like, I enjoy being able to like get out of my normal thing. Okay, so when they put the call out to volunteers, there is usually, and if you guys want to ask questions, I can actually see the question. So if you have a question, just pipe up. I can see it. I wasn't sure it's my first live, so I wasn't sure. The types, so they'll put out a call for volunteers, and I typed up a list because there are so many. I'm going to read it if I can without my readers on. The types of people that are gonna be participating in this. Photographers, and like I said, photographers, except for the one coordinating, photographers usually have to pay to play. And it's not much, it's just like the original photographer has done all the work in coordinating it, and this is just a way for that photographer to recoup some costs, maybe cover things that weren't covered, like the venue or things like that. So here's people who are going to be participating in a styled shoot. Photographers, calligraphers, planners, drone photographers, custom jackets, like people who do that custom attire where they'll like write on jean jackets, which are really cool and trendy right now. Wedding attire, people who do custom dresses, or like wedding shops, like we do. Annapolis Bridal does a lot of stuff around here, and she will just loan out the dresses and the suits. Sometimes you'll get from a men's suit store. Balloon artist, which, I mean, if you think about it, these are all people that you want to have contacts with, because if you do events or classes, then you've got contacts now to make your events greater. So if you want to do like a holiday one, that balloon artist, hey, remember we did that style shoot together? Like, maybe you can do a fun balloon arch for this big Santa's workshop, gingerbread cookie thing I'm doing, and we can have it as a background and I'll give you promotion, and I'll, either pay or whatever. They may be able to do something simple, they may charge you, but it's a great contact to have. Professional gift wrappers. I'll talk about this in a minute, but I did a branded shoot for a local professional gift wrapper, and it was super fun. Hair and makeup artists, venues, and when I say venue, you need to hear class locations. So the venues that I have participated in style shoots, I have reached out to them about potential class locations. I mean, that's a gold mine. A lot of the places, even if it's big wedding venues, they will have smaller locations for like rehearsal dinners and things like that. So you're not renting out the grand ballroom, but you have like a smaller, they usually have smaller rooms that you could use for cookie classes. And they know you from the style shoot. They know you from, the beautiful photographs of their venue that they're posting on their social media and their website. So the venue is an overlooked but amazing contact to have with these style shoots. Don't ignore the venue. Other bakers, you're going to meet, if you're a cookie decorator, there's going to be cakers who are participating. We have bundt cake. We have a local lady who does sugar, what's that stuff called? Fluffy stuff? Cotton candy. And that was a great contact for me, because in my calendar shoot for my Barbies, I reached out to her and am using the cotton candy in one of my shoots. One of my calendar pages is cotton candy. So I have made so many contacts doing these styled shoots for little things like that, like a florist, and actually there's a lady who does a local china rental, and that was another contact I made. Again, I'm using her china in one of my styled shoots for the calendar. So it's just a way of, meeting new people and incorporating like other local vendors in the things that you do. Like, to me, that's important. It's important for me to, my stepfather was a small business owner, and for me, like, that's just one of my big values, is to support other small business owners. So like I said, other bakers, we have a bundt cake lady locally, things that are outside of your repertoire, and things that you could refer out. Like if someone says, hey, I want a dessert tray, can you do bundt cakes? Well, that's not really my thing, but hey, I know someone here. Here's your contact information, and then pass it along. It's great for referrals for things that we either don't like to do or we don't know how to do. Cake pops are another example. Not everybody does those, and they like having those at the styled events because they're fun, especially for kid parties, and you can just refer that on to the people that you meet. Charcuterie boards are really big right now. People love having those in weddings, and we've had a bunch of caterers who do that now locally, so that's also another great contact. Bartenders, people who do mixed drinks. Again, if you want to do a little something, maybe like a holiday thing, and have hot cocoa or something like that, that would be a great contact to have if you want to like spice up your cookie decorating class again. Photo booth operators, florists, sign makers, veils, models, marquee letters is another thing. Those things where they either fill with lights or balloons or like 4 feet tall. Again, would be another great thing if you wanted to have it for, especially like a holiday. I keep going back to Christmas because that's what my brain is on. But to have like cookies or things like that, like in signs or whatever. And then also there's a local lady. This is kind of a new thing. I just learned about it with this branded shoot I did this summer, but it's picnic rentals. So this lady has made a few picnic tables. She's got place settings, and she does style picnic. People love them here in Annapolis. We have tons of waterways and docks, and so people pay her to go out and set up a picnic table on their dock. It's gorgeous. She's a great contact. She lives like 2 miles from me. Super nice. Again, another great way to do a collab. I just saw PD Cakes today is doing a collaboration with a picnic person, a Halloween picnic person. I think he's in Florida. It would be great. Like they've teamed up. The picnic person and PD Cakes. So they're to win. If you win a picnic thing, and PD Cakes has cookies there, and that's what you win. And I'm sure by the looks of it, it seemed very popular, and I think that would go over great here. It's just another way that you guys can collab and cross promote each other. So back to style shoots. So those are the people that you can work with. Those are the people when they put the call out who would potentially be participating in this. Whoever's coordinating it is going to provide you the details, the delivery date, the location. Sometimes the location, especially weddings, like they can be kind of far away, so they may just pick it up from you the night before, and the event person will be like lugging everything. Sometimes they're local and you can go to the event, the shoot, meet people, drop off your cookies during the day. So the day of coordination. So whoever's coordinating it will be responsible for all of that. They'll be responsible for coordinating the photographers, because they usually have like set times for the different photographers to come. They'll set everything up. The event planner will, whoever's in charge, and then when the photographers come, everything's set up. The photographers can shoot their stuff and be on their way and walk away with great content. You as a participant, you will only get photos from whoever is the main photographer, like the coordinating photographer. They will, after the event, they will share their gallery link, and they'll also share the rules. And a lot of times with these styled shoots, the goal is to get it published. So sometimes they can be kind of strict with like, hey, don't publish this. We're trying to get, and a lot of times I guess like the bigger wedding blogs or maybe local papers or magazines, wedding magazines, things like that, want exclusivity. Want exclusivity. So they're not gonna repost it if it's been posted several places before. So sometimes that will be a rule where they'll say, hey, hold off on posting this. We're trying to get it in, Washingtonian magazine or this magazine or whatever. So just be respectful of the rules. I know it's hard, especially when you get the pictures, they're amazing and you just want to share them, but be respectful of the rules. And, sometimes you may have to wait a couple months before you can post them, but that's okay. You still have the content and you still have all the contacts that you made. And a lot of times and one of the biggest things about this, so when you finally do get to post it, the rules usually are that you have a list of, whenever you post it, you have to post all the participating vendors. Even if you only use like your cookie pictures, like if you're not going to use like pictures of the bouquet or, like the drone shots, like I'm not going to post those. But I still, when you post it, you list like every person who participated in the style shoot. And that's just a way of cross-promoting. It's just a way of, advertising the people that you worked with, giving them a shout out. It's also a benefit to your clients. Like if they see your shoot and say, oh, this is my cookie lady, look at this bouquet, or oh my gosh, look at that veil, or look at that painted leather jacket. Like I really want that. It's a courtesy to your viewers for them to be able to quickly go click on that link, maybe give them a follow, or maybe say, hey, I want this for my next event. So that's just it works. It's a win-win for everybody. A lot of times, I've had stuff republished locally by not me, the styled shoot, like not just me, but the styled shoot reposted for our local wedding blog, which is fun, and like other wedding blog, like national wedding blogs. So that's always fun, to see your stuff get out there. And and another purpose of the style shoots is not only to kind of promote the people participating, but it's also to inspire people. So this is a chance to kind of stretch your creative legs and get out there, and especially for the event coordinator, like they really want to put on something that's going to wow people and either get them hired or inspire other people. Like they really want to push the envelope in terms of making this a really great looking event. And so there's that. It's fun to get your stuff out there. Okay, so things to ask. This comes from lessons learned. The first thing, how many cookies will they need? Like styled shoots, there's not people there, there's not going to be people eating it. So what I usually do, sorry, my messy bun is driving me crazy. What I usually do is say enough to cover a cake plate. I don't usually do a dozen. That's a lot, because usually they're pretty intricate, because you do want to showcase what you're doing. So I will usually do enough to cover a cake plate, which I think is pretty reasonable. I've also done place set, like place cards, cookie place cards. So, with their names written on it, and then those go on the table, which was super fun. I mean, those looked really cute. And usually they only photograph like one side. They tend to like ask for more, but I've learned to say, like, is it just one side that's going to be photographed? Like, is it, how many do you really need? Because they want, they would want 24 cookies if they had to. But so sometimes, like, just saying, hey, is it just going to be one side of the shot so I can, don't need to provide unnecessary cookies. This was a big lesson learned for me, is asking if they need help styling the cookies. I think pre-COVID, mostly you were there before, like you would just kind of be there and could help and assist. But with COVID, maybe it's not so much. And this was just a lesson learned. Like, I did cookies for a wedding styled shoot, and I wrapped them very quickly, I didn't even heat seal them just because it was rainy weather when I delivered them. So I just wrapped them really quickly, and they were an odd shape. And so some of the corners were tucked in and some weren't. And when they photographed them on the wedding, at this wedding event, like, they were still in the wrappers. And to be honest, I was mortified, like, because some of them, like, they were tucked in some places and then like not in others. And when you put a lot of work into stuff, like, you really want your products to shine. And I've never seen, unless you're like showcasing maybe what you would see at a wedding where you have like a nice ribbon and like you're showcasing like what would possibly be presented. I've never seen styled shoots cookies be in a bag. So that was just a lesson learned. And I said something to the coordinator, and she said, oh, well, we didn't know I think they looked fine. They didn't want, and she admitted they didn't want to take them out of the wrapper because they wanted to eat them after the event, which, that didn't feel too great, because I just felt like they just wanted to eat cookies and not actually showcase them. So, a lesson learned. If they need help styling, say, hey, do you need help styling? I've got a lot of experience with this. I do my own photography thanks to Sugar Cookie Marketing, and I'm happy to come and style them for you. And also, lesson learned for me, ask if they want them wrapped or unwrapped. Like, if I had known they were going to use them wrapped, I would have like put a ribbon on it. I would have like made them nice and neat, instead of like having like some corners like tucked in and like others not. Because this reflects on you as well, and hopefully the vendors or whoever's coordinating it has an appreciation for that, instead of just, hey, I want to showcase my event planning. Like, they also have a responsibility to you as a provider of free stuff to showcase and highlight what you can do. So I think that's really important, to work with someone who recognizes that they're serving kind of two clients here, either their potential clients, but also you as a client, to showcase what you can do. So dessert tables, this is also another hard lesson learned. People love to have dessert tables. The problem for you as a cookie decorator is that now your cookies are often on a table with many, many other desserts, and they're different heights. The cake is always the showcase because, let's face it, it's a wedding. So if there are going to be other dessert, ask, say, is this stuff going to be on a dessert table? And if so, do you have a checklist to make sure that all the different bakers are, have solo pictures taken of their bakes, and also so they can give proper, so you can give proper credit. I have had a styled shoot that I participated on someone, it was featured on some blog. It's still, my cookies are credited to the cake baker, like, because they just, baked items, they just got lumped in there. And I reached out to the coordinator and I let her know, and she reached out to the blog that it was posted, the wedding, blog, and they didn't care. It's never been changed. And the social media she posted, it was correct, but that's just an easy oversight. And it's something to say, like, hey, I know a friend who has gotten her cookies credited to the cake decorator. I just want to avoid that. And I think they'll appreciate that. And it's probably not something that they've thought of, but I think it's something that probably is very easy to happen, unfortunately. I've also had my cookies on. I feel like I'm telling you all the bad stuff. You're like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I trust me, there are benefits to it. But I have had, my cookies be on a dessert table and 0 in close, in focus photos of the cookies that I donated to the style shoot. Again, that was the same shoot that I told you about earlier, but just something to be aware of, and just something to make whoever's coordinating it be mindful of. Like, I don't want my stuff lost on this table of, bunk cakes and cake pops and cakes and cupcakes and all these different things. Like, that was not a feel-good feeling when I got the pictures back, and I literally had worked so long on these cookies and there were no in focus. Like, you could see the cake and then you could see my cookies in the foreground totally blurry, and that was it of those cookies. So I have no photographs of those cookies. Okay. Last thing for lessons learned is you're building your reputation. So when you are emailing, talking to people, be on time, deliver what say you're going to deliver, be courteous, be professional. Like, you are building your reputation within a community that has the opportunity to bring a lot of business your way. So, like I said, if you love drama and pot stirring, it's probably not, the thing for you. But if you love people, if you love helping people, if you truly have a genuine heart, this is a really great way, especially for those of us who are uncomfortable with like the selling part of marketing. Then this is going to be a natural fit for you. So the benefits of this, I know it's a bunch of horror stories, but there are a lot of benefits. So please don't let my lessons learned dissuade you. It feels good to support fellow creatives. Like I said, it just does. It feels good to help people. It feels good to participate and be part of a community that supports you. We just had, unfortunately, a local calligrapher who lost their home in a fire, not only their home, but their home-based business. And the local creative community has rallied. I just dropped off cookies for a fundraiser on Saturday to, raise money for them to replace things that they can't get replaced, and pay for things that, they have urgent needs right now, as they literally, the thing destroyed everything, every part of their business and their home. That's important to be, we're humans, we love being part of the community. And it's a great way to meet new people. Like, I did this, I'll talk about it in a little bit, but I did this branded shoot for my friend who's a professional gift wrapper, and met the picnic lady. I didn't know that was a thing. I did not know picnic tables were a thing, and now I follow her on social media. I love what she does. I'm excited to, work with her again. She was super fun, and, I would never have met her had I not participated in this branded shoot. The biggest thing, and I know the twins talk about this a lot, ideal clients. The people that you work with in styled shoots, their ideal clients are your ideal clients. Someone who's going to drop $300 a letter on marquee balloons to put up at their kid's birthday party is the same person who is not going to bat an eye at $75 a dozen for cookies. The person who's going to pay hundreds of dollars for their kids' first birthday, smash cake, all of that stuff, is the same type of person who's going to pay $75 a dozen for cookies. Like that, those clients are your clients. And the final thing is something good always comes from it. Like, I've never not had, yes, I have had bad experiences, as I've told you, but something good always comes from it. Like, I don't take custom orders, but every single one of these I've done, I have got requests to do custom orders. And guess what? I refer those out to other cookiers in my area. I can't do it for you, but let me give you the names of 6 people locally. They will be able to help you, and they'll do a fantastic job. And so that's giving business to another cookier who otherwise wouldn't have had the lead. Which that part of it I really love. It gives you, like I said, it builds your reputation. It gives you clout, like to when you're dealing with these other venues, like we got our stuff, one of the style shoots I worked on, Annapolis what we call it What's Up Weddings. It's like a local, What's Up is the local magazine, and then they have What's Up Weddings. So they did one of the styled shoots, and I reached out to them and I said, hey, if you ever want anybody to talk about cookies, I'd be happy to. I said, I don't sell. It's important for me to represent other home bakers in the area. I've worked really hard to help get the baking laws changed. You know, cookies are a little bit different from other vendors that you may order from for your wedding. If you ever want to talk cookies, I'm happy to do it. And I was able to reference the style shoot that they had featured on their social media. So it gave me an in. I mean, it gave me an in. What else good comes from it? Just, you know, it feels good to participate and help people. And it leads to other things. Like, you know, you never know, one of these local styled shoots might wind up on the Knot or one of these like big blogs like or Martha Stewart Weddings. You never know. Like, you never know who's going to see it, and you never know where it could lead to. Okay, so how to find them. The best place is local photographers. I don't know about other places throughout the world, but here in Annapolis, we have a big, style shoots are really big here. I don't know if that's true other places, but they are. So we have a couple of local photographers who do them. We also have a videographer who does it, and she even has a private Facebook group for her styled shoot. So you sign up to her Facebook group, and she'll say, hey, I got this styled shoot coming up, like, this is what I need. If you can participate, here are the details. And so that's the way she coordinates it. And I feel like I'll try to post it, I feel like she even has like a video or blog or something about how to do styled shoots, because she really, you know, for her, this is same with me, like, she wants to promote other people, like to promote other vendors and small businesses, and this is her way of doing that. And she really encourages people to participate in styled shoots and learn how to do them themselves so they can do it in their own communities. So local photographers and also local event planners. And if a lot of times, just if you don't know about the groups or know how to get in, just send an email, maybe drop off a cookie. Here's a cookie. If you ever need stuff for styled shoots, I'd really love to participate. Send them an email. Like photographers that if you like their work, or you see something where you've seen maybe a wedding, like, oh gosh, that's so beautiful. Like I could have totally done cookies for that, or that cookie set I did would have been perfect for this. Reach out. Like, they're not monsters. The worst they can say is no. This is how I've gotten involved in a lot of the styled shoots is Rising Tide, which is it's an international community like support group, I guess, what do you call it, like a collaborative group. She just wrote a book so the head of Rising Tide, Natalie Frank, is actually from here in Annapolis. She was an Annapolis wedding photographer. And you've heard that community over competition. This is the group that kind of created that hashtag and that movement of community over competition. So that's really been fostered in our local creative community here in Annapolis because of her and because of Rising Tide, which is fantastic. I'll just plug this book for her because I'm halfway through it and I really, really love it. So she just published a book. It's called Built to Belong. When I finish with this, I'll post it in the comments or whatever, so you guys can see it. It's a great book. It's all about, working together and being kind of a sole entrepreneur, and the loneliness that can bring, and how you can get out there and kind of build this community. So for Rising Tide, they have local chapters called Tuesdays Together, and you can find those on the Rising Tide website. You just go in and search, and they'll be able to tell you, like, here's my local chapter. And some are probably they're probably different than others, but that's a great place. They all usually have a private Facebook group, so you can go on there, and that's where I found a lot of them, where people will say, hey, I'm doing a style shoot. I need, I'm still missing, cookies and makeup artists. Like, can you help me? So that's a way to, find out about it, because that's the hardest part. I already talked about reaching out. It doesn't hurt. Another way is style shoots across America. They go around, kind of doing style shoots all over the country. So you can go to the website and see where they're going to be next. I'm not sure how their vendors work. I know they have on their website where if you're a photographer, like you can just like buy a ticket to go and photograph it. I'm not sure how it works for vendors, but it wouldn't hurt to follow them on social media or maybe reach out to them if you see that they're going to be coming to your town. Another way about trying to find them is that sometimes you'll feel like maybe if they're happening in your community, you'll be like, well, they already have a cookie person, or they always use the same cookie person. And I get that. We have a local cookier who does a ton of these styled shoots, and it's a credit to her. She's super sweet. She's fun to work with. She's dependable. Her cookies are awesome. So try not to let that prevent you from putting your foot out there and trying to get involved in these styled shoots. Just because they have someone who seems to be in every styled shoot in your community doesn't mean they don't need you. You can't be at every styled shoot. Sometimes you're too busy. Sometimes it's just not a theme you're interested in, or maybe it's not your strong suit, or maybe, there's a million reasons. There's enough to go around. And I've never seen two cookies at one event, but and I feel like a lot of times, especially people who do this like as part of their business mission, they try to rotate it through and give everyone a fair shot. But you will find that. I mean, she has built her reputation, and it's well deserved, and that's why she gets in a lot of style shoots locally. But there is space for everybody. I truly believe that. Okay, so now to talk about branded shoots. Branded shoots are like a small version of a styled shoot. So branded shoot is much smaller, and it's kind of specific to the professional who is putting this on. So the way I've seen them work is that I'll give the example that I did this summer of I can't think of that today, professional gift wrapper. So she, a couple times a year, hires a local photographer to do branded shoots for her brand, her business, which I think that's awesome. I was like, oh, I need to do that too. And I know some cookie decorators have done it as well. You've had people come to your house and like done branded shoots that you can use on your social media and have great like professional photographs, unlike me with no makeup on and a messy bun because I haven't had my hair cut since the lockdown started. So that's what branded shoots are. Cookies aren't going to work for everything. So ask yourself, can cookies elevate their brand? It's not going to work for a barbecue place. It's not going to work for, a drone photographer. Like that's just not on brand for you. But there are a lot of cases where it could work. So like I said, professional gift wrapper, we did this cutest little with the picnic lady. They had a cute little table setting with her gifts in the background, cute place setting, napkin, and then my cookies on top. And it set the stage. Like it created like all the feel good feels for everybody who's going to look at her page as a professional gift wrapper and just say, oh man, I really want that. I want that for my Christmas table. Like I want that. That's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Hire her. I'll have this. I'll make it happen. And plus you get referrals from it as well, because there's, unlike a styled shoot where you've got tons of photographs and tons of products, a branded shoot is much smaller. So it's just going to be, maybe 2 or 3 vendors. We also had a calligrapher lady who writes on, like she wrote on banana leaves, and she wrote on ornaments, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, so she did that. So it was a very small, it was just a table that was set up, but it was great because, it's small and the vendors, it's easier to be showcased because you're not lost in a huge wedding scenario. So fellow photographers, for their branding, like if they need additional branding for like holiday shoots, like if they're doing their, hey, I'm doing, mini sessions, like holiday mini sessions with Santa. Do you need some cookies for your promo shots? Like I think that would be great. Or do you need cookies for your actual shoot? Haley Go Lightly on Instagram, it did this, I think last year or the year before. Oh my gosh, they were so precious, so adorable. She's friends with a photographer, and they used her cookies in the photo shoots, and it was stunning. Go check her out, Haley Go Lightly. I'll try to post the link in here, some of the pictures. It just like, it gave me all the feels. Like, I wish my kids were littler, and I would have just, in a heartbeat, I would have dragged them there and had these amazing pictures taken. So home design decorators, like if they want to do branded shirts, branded shoots, cookies fit perfectly in that. Or real estate agents. You know, here's what I can do. Here's how I can, you know, create this homey, you know, kitchen design for you. And hell, look, there's gorgeous cookies. Like, that's, you know, your brand is providing, or your cookies are providing value to their brand. So I think that's a great way. Some of it, like my friend, I just donated the cookies for her, and she provided some gift wrapping for my cookie calendar. So it worked out well. But, you know, if it was like a real estate agent, yes, I would charge for that. If you want cookies for a branded shoot, like, you're going to have to pay. But, or even like a home design. So that's not necessarily, it doesn't have to necessarily be a collaboration or free cookies. Like, this could actually be a business opportunity. And the way, you know, like I said, these are usually more informal, and I'm usually contacted directly. Like, they usually don't put out a thing saying, hey, I'm doing a branded shoot, because it's just small for them. Like, they're doing it for them, and they're thinking, like, they have a vision in their mind of what they want their client base to see. And if your product fits in with that, then they will reach out to you. And it's also, I think I talked about this before, but it's also an opportunity to work really closely with just a couple people. So that's always nice, you know, to get to know people. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is, the final one is collaborations. Oh, I don't know what time it is. All my screens don't have phones on them, so I hope I'm not going long. So make a note if this is running long or you're getting bored. I don't see any questions popping up. I'll say, so collaborations are, I mean, this is my jam. Like I said, I never sold cookies, so for me, collaborations was one of the ways I could actually have an excuse to make cookies. And so, of course, I was always looking for excuses to make cookies, and collabs are one of them. So what they are, you're supporting fellow creatives, small businesses, and charities. Like, this is you supporting them. I mean, and we know as small business owners, like, it's hard to get your stuff out there. So the way these work, it can be giveaways, launches, special events, fundraisers for charity, things like that. So this is where you would donate usually a raffle item, like a set of cookies or gift certificate, things of that nature, and, you know, help support these small business owners. So the first one we're going to talk about is giveaways. So that's when you're just work with another small business owner you're both giving something away. So you're both contributing, you're both participating, and you're both going to give something away. The first one I did, actually I did a couple, like one with the this bath bomb lady down, that was years ago, I forgot about that. We did a giveaway with her bath bomb stuff, and then my cookies, and it was for caregivers, like military caregivers. That was super fun. More recently, there was a local mom, actually a veteran as well, who did, she does the most gorgeous, like, felt hair bobs. Like, I have boys, so I don't get to do stuff like that. And I, literally, the only reason I did this collaboration is because I found her on a local page, and I was like, I want to turn her felt stuff into cookies. Like, that was solely my motivation. Like, I just wanted to, I loved her work so much. I was like, I must make this into a cookie. And I know you guys have all felt that. So I reached out to her. Like, I felt ridiculous doing it, but I did it. I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm a cookie decorator. I'm also a veteran. I love your stuff. If you ever want to do a class, collaboration where you donate a hair accessory and I'll make matching cookies, I love to do it. Like, and I love to support not only small businesses, but fellow veterans, fellow moms. So I didn't know how this was going to work. I just, like I said, I just wanted to, like, make cute cookies. So she was like, sure, that's amazing. So So we did it. She brought over some hair things, and I used those as inspiration to make cookies. I did the photography. We both put it out on social media and said, hey, if you want to win these, and I think it was during COVID, so it was kind of like people just need something fun. Like, it was not to get followers, like I said, it was to get to make her cookies and to just do something fun, because it was not a fun time in the world. So it was great, and she got some, buzz out of it. I got some buzz out of it. Sue of Munchkin Munchies won them, so that was stressful too, to have this big cookie or win my cookies, but it was fun. And Sue loved them. She was able to share them with her grandkids, and then she made different cookies and used some of my bee cookies in with the set she had just done for honey. So it was great. I loved it. Another thing where I did a giveaway, excuse me, was with another local company, a neighbor of mine who does pillows. She does not hand decorated, but custom embroidered pillows. And that just came about. I had done this one with the felt hair ladies with Proper Penny, and I saw her at the pool last summer during COVID. We're all spaced out. My kids are in one corner of the pool. We're kind of yelling. And I said, hey, if you ever want to pair up and do cookies for either a holiday session, because she does most of her business around the holidays, which a lot of small businesses do. I mean, people aren't buying pillows in the middle of summer. She does a lot of and she does stockings as well too, and she was launching stockings that year. So we did, she said, sure, how does that work? I've never done it before. And I said, I will make cookies of your pillows and of your stockings, and we'll launch them together. So we did a giveaway. It worked out great for her. She actually did a custom blanket for me with my logo on it. It was sitting on my doorstep. She said, this was so fantastic. She said, I really did enjoy it. Thank you so much for the cookies. And here's a thank you gift. And I about peed my pants. I loved it. Again, I would do it anyway because she's a neighbor of mine. She's a friend of mine. She's a mom, a fellow small business owner. But also, her pillows are $120 for one of these pillows. So her clients are my clients, right? So just something to think about in, kind of picking and choosing who you're going to do collaborations with. Like I said, the barbecue sauce person, there's probably not going to be a lot of, it's not going to be as big of a benefit for you. But for me, like I said, my motivation was to help a fellow mom. It was a way to do cookies. I wasn't doing any cookies during COVID, so it was a fun thing to do. But it worked out great for her, and her clients are my clients. So I actually didn't ask her to have people follow me, but a lot of people, as a requirement, the giveaway, but a lot of people did. And I got people, these are people who are going to hire me for private parties and, classes and things like that. Okay, the next thing is, my notes here. Like I said, be purposeful. You cannot make cookies for everybody. I have spent 7 years making cookies for free for people. You can literally have a full-time job doing it. But, sorry, people are sneaking in to get snacks. But, pick and choose. Pick the people you care about. Pick the people who are going to have value added with your cookies. The next one is, sorry, I had my notes so they weren't super clear, but now I figured out what I typed. So local holidays and local events are another one. So here in Maryland, we have this thing called Maryland Day, which people go nuts. People love our flag, they love our state, they love crabs. People go nuts for it. I was on social media. There's a local small business, Route 1 Apparel, who does all kinds of Maryland branded t-shirts, masks, all kinds of stuff. And they posted a month before, we are doing a month of giveaways for Maryland Day. And I said, ding, oh, perhaps they would like cookies. I reached out to them. They're a big company. I'm small potatoes compared to them. But I reached out to them and said, hey, I saw you're doing a giveaway for Maryland Day. I would love to donate cookies as part of a giveaway. Please let me know if I can help. They emailed me right back. We would love it. Pick the date, because it was 30 days of giving, of Maryland giving. Pick the date. we signed up for it, and I did was able to use, because they're a licensed licensed, anyway, they have, let me rephrase this, they have a license to sell all these major Maryland brands. So Natty Boh Beer, Old Bay, it's Chips. So they're licensed to do their brand. And I said, hey, can I do the branded stuff? She was like, go for it. It's totally fine. So I was able to do licensed stuff that I wouldn't normally be able to do. And plus it was for a giveaway. So that was super fun. They posted it on their social media. I got a lot of comments. The lady who won it was like the sweetest lady, and now we follow each other on Instagram. She's like, I want to hire you to do cookies and all this other stuff. So it was great. It was a great feeling to support Maryland Day and have fun with it and get cookies to someone who truly appreciated them. And she reposted about them too, so that was always fun. Okay, the next thing is launches and special events. So for, local creatives, a lot of times we'll have, you gotta launch stuff. We have a local, and usually what this is, it'll be like a raffle item. So this will be a special event that they have, and you will donate like a set of cookies to go with their theme, to do a raffle, to create buzz for this event that they're having. So we have a local real estate agent who, as part of her like non-real estate mission, but kind of her community mission, is she does these amazing videos that highlight local small creatives. She's done like our Lee Pocket House, which is a historical Annapolis association. She did a small juice place that opened up in an area, and they were the only kind of juice place. She's done stuff in Baltimore, like a art group that focuses on teaching arts to kids, so more of a nonprofit group. Anyway, when she launched this video series that she had worked so hard for and invested a lot of money in, she had a big launch party, and it was amazing. Like, she had the 3 people in the videos that she focused, and these videos are like professionally done by a local videographer. They're incredible. I'll try to link them too, because it's and part of her, she's, as a real estate agent, she's called the Local Wander, and she's like highlighting these areas where she works and like showing you like, this is what's wonderful about this area. So it worked out great. When she had this launch party for her video series, it was in a local venue, and she put the call out, hey, if anyone has raffle items, like, I'm doing this, big launch party, and it was so much fun. So I did a little cookie set for that. It was great, and it was a fun raffle item, and it, added to the event. She had a little display table of, things you could win, and it just was there to create buzz. And I did it for no other reason than to support her. I say this all the time. It is never underestimate the power of being believed in. And so this is like a way that I can do that. So if I'm giving you cookies, or I reach out and say, hey, that's because I believe in you. Like, I want you to know that I believe in what you're doing. I support your mission. I think what you're doing is great. And, cookies, for a lot of us, like, cookies, that's our love language. Like, it truly is. And it's a way to break bread with people and to, show that we care. So for me, like, for these, launches and style shoots, this is the way to do that. Another one, there was a baker in Baltimore who was launching her brick and mortar. Like, she had done catering. I met her through an event I went to that was focusing on like different food, like the impact of food in Baltimore. And she's done a lot of work for like food scarcity, and she's done a lot of community service. And when she put out that they were doing a little fundraiser to help them like get the last things they needed for their brick and mortar, which was literally like the week before COVID shut down. Anywho, it was super bad timing, but it worked out for her. They like have, during COVID, like it became so successful. Well, anyway, when she was trying to like get the last little bit of money to like finish building out their space, she did a fundraiser. Like, you buy tickets and you come to, it was in this great, beautiful venue in Baltimore. You buy a ticket and, get some of her food, like sample her food. So she was kind of promoting herself, and she was asking for raffle items. And I sent her a direct message. I'd only met her once, and I said, Mama, how can I help you? Do you need cookies for this? I'll make anything you want. she responded, she was like, I'm in tears. Thank you so much. Yes, please, whatever you want to do. So I did, of course, Maryland theme, Baltimore had crabs and all that stuff and had her logo on it. And, this is a way you show people you believe in them. And that to me is just really important. So it worked out great. We're able to donate a raffle item. I went to the event. It was wonderful. And even though she had a lot of hiccups with like the shutdown, literally like the next week, she thrived. I mean, she was able to create this amazing venue, and they've expanded. Like she's doing fantastic. So like I said, it's great to support people like that and see them succeed, even if you have like just a tiny small part of, hey, do you want cookies? Like a small part of encouraging them and letting them know you believe in them. A couple of things like farmers markets. My friend has a local farm. She did a launch during COVID. Like she had not done this before, but during COVID they opened up their farm to local vendors. They started off with a raffle. I said, do you want a set of cookies to have a raffle item? And I did a cute little chicken and all sorts of stuff. And then at the end, they did a holiday market at the end of 2020, and I did another raffle item for them. And that's just a way to build buzz around this amazing thing she created for this community, because all these vendors, there was home bakers and artists and crafters who had no place to sell during 2020, and she provided them a safe space to do it. So I was happy to participate. Again, also like charities, I've done so many for donating either a gift card for custom cookies or a decorated set. It's just a way to support. And, like I said, something good always comes from it. Even if it's just, bringing in money for that charity that you believe in. You can't do it all, but I like to pick and choose, the causes that are important to me. Okay, the final thing is supporting small businesses, which a lot of these have touched on. But there's a way to support them with cookies and without. So supporting them with cookies is local events that get reposted. So like I will do whenever the Blue Angels come, I always make cookies because I take my kids out of school and we always go down to see the Blue Angels, and I almost every year make cookies that we take with us, and I'll get some shots, and those often get reposted by local photographers or local community pages because it's something fun for our community. So that's and Maryland Day as well. A PSA here: when you post something, like when you share something on your social media, I don't know about Facebook, but on Instagram, like when you share something, please tag that person, because if you just share like a post to your stories and don't tag them, they don't know about it unless they check those little 3 dots. So like I always, whenever I post something, I mean, I don't always check it, but if I post something like local or that's featured another local business, I always go in and check that, because people repost those all the time, and if they don't tag you on the story, like you don't know about it. So if you have big fairs in your town or a big festival like Strawberry Festival or Avocado Festival or things like that, like these are ways where you can post and generate some buzz, not only for the event but for your cookies and yourself. So whenever I post Blue Angels or anything Maryland, it always gets reposted, and usually by local photographers. So again, I know the twins always talk about this, the importance of photography. Like they're not going to repost a picture that's taken at 2 a.m. On your countertop. Like we were talking, so this is where important photography is important. So you can get people to repost your stuff, like people whose clients are your clients. Another thing is, I've only done this a couple of times, and this was purely just selfish for me as a photographer. We have a local Christmas tree farm here that is just, it's like Norman Rockwell. It's amazing. Like I took my kids last year, and I was like, when I come back next year, I'm bringing a cookie, because I want a cookie with this beautiful, they have a red barn, like it's gorgeous. So I had an old cookie in my freezer, a chalkboard cookie. Before we went, I said, give me 5 minutes, and I just did a white chalkboard. Took my kid, we picked out our tree. I was like, let Mama get a picture, and I did a picture, with the trees and the lights. Oh, it was gorgeous in the background, and I tagged them on it. Like the only reason I wanted to do it because I wanted that photograph. Like I love photography. So I wanted that photograph and I did it. I did the same thing. We went on a sailboat for Blue Angels. I took pictures with me, took pictures on the sailboat and tagged the sailboat because he's a small business owner as well. Lydia in the group does this where she, during COVID, has gone around and specifically done branded shoots of logos around town. You can check her in the group. It's amazing. Like people love, like I said, people never underestimate the power of being believed in, and especially during these COVID times with small businesses struggling. This is a way to do that, to like just give a shout out if you've got extra cookies. Lydia has, I think she's done like maybe a specific street, so it's amazing. Like this is just another way to do these collaborations. And on a smaller level, you know, when you're posting, tag your props. Like I get a bunch of stuff from a local antique shop. I'm always tagging them. Whenever I use that prop, I tag them. It's just a shout out to them, and the cutters as well. I mean, we all know these cutter shops and sprinkles and all this stuff are small business owners too. So it's free advertising for them. You don't get anything out of it except just doing a good deed for someone, and you know that's important. Without cookies, so supporting small businesses without cookies is, you know, tag. Like if you buy something local, especially from a local creative, tag it. I mean, I tagged my bait shop, you know, when I found stuff, like I tag, and that's just part of me. Like it's, why not? I mean, we're all struggling. We're all small business owners. It's just, to me, it's just the right, good thing to do. My friend's farmer's market that I donated those cookies to, every time I go to that farmer's market, I'm always tagging vendors. Sometimes it's not even vendors like I've bought from. Like one lady had baby clothes. Like they're all local. They love it. I love giving them a shout out, and it's a service too. I think the twins have talked about this. Like, you know, showcasing your local community. You're providing a service to the people who follow you. Oh, that lady makes candles? That's cute. I didn't know that. Like, I'm gonna go seek her out. Or like the picnic lady. Or, you know, there's so many different creatives. It's just a great way to do that. Okay, so I'm finished. I hope that wasn't too long. It's report. I'm seeing like the numbers go down. I feel bad for people. So takeaways. It does not hurt to ask. Like, just ask. The worst they can say is no, and you might get so many rewards just for asking. You get something out of it. It can either be orders. It can be orders for people that referrals, like for stuff that you don't do, and it just feels good. It feels good to help people, and just be mindful. Like we know how labor intensive cookies are. You cannot do cookies for everybody. Trust me, I've done cookies for free for 7 years. Like you could have a full-time job making free cookies for people. I can attest to that. But, you know, be mindful. Like, support the people who you believe in, support the causes you believe in, and you know, just be mindful so it's a win-win situation for them and for you, and how, you know, just be strategic and look at how cookies can add value to other people, other people's businesses, and also how other people's businesses can add values to yours. Okay, I think that's it. I finished all of my notes. So if you have any questions, I know there's only a few of you left in here. I'm sorry. But if you have any questions, I am ready to answer them. This is the part I hate. This is why I did the Barbies. I hate the part where you're having to just stand here and stare at a screen. But if you guys want to see my prop fridge that I got, and my Barbies, that's Corey. Oh, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. You're so sweet to stay for the whole thing. Okay, if people don't have any questions, thank you guys so much for your time. I hope I provided you some value. I hope it wasn't boring and droned on forever. Oh, here comes my cat now. I was waiting for him to come and thwart everything. But awkward for best live event. Award for best live event. I wrote awkward because I was like, I feel like it. Thank you so much, Kim. I've been thinking about that for too long, and then when it came down to it, like when I started, I was like, this is gonna be so silly. But I found the prop fridge and I had to get it, and I just had this little storyline and I couldn't help. Thank you, Luann. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had some great ideas, and this can lead to great things for your business. I've enjoyed every collaboration that I've ever done. Like, I've certainly gotten something out of it. Okay, let's figure out how to close this. Oh, I don't know. Nimbus, do you want to see everybody? No, he's sniffing all the sprinkles that fell on the floor. Okay, I don't know how to stop this. Okay, finish. Thank you guys. Bye.